Welcome back to another video. Today's Q&A Sunday, and I have a bunch of questions from you guys that I'm going to answer, so stay tuned. Okay, question number one. JJ877 asked, has quarantine changed at all in regards to boot camp? No. Okay, last that I checked, it is still the same. We're going to the hotel for 2 weeks. And for some other individuals that asked, what do we do during that downtime? Study, 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 study. You're gonna do some field daying there, get used to doing what the Navy calls cleaning, field daying in your room. And you're gonna have a lot of downtime. So that's why the Navy says, go ahead and bring a couple books to read, or something like, was it a Nintendo Switch, maybe one of the old Game Boys, some type of handheld game, something that with no camera and no internet connection. But you want that so you can pass the time. Now, for those that are thinking, this is really gonna be boring, let me just tell you, it's setting you up for your career. And what I mean by that is you're gonna have a lot of hurry up and wait, a lot of times like this. So, welcome to the military. Just know that there are many individuals that I have talked to personally, along with on the Facebook RTC, I think it's RTC and Beyond Facebook group. If you're not a member of that group, you definitely want to do so. They have a lot of the parents in there talking about how their children have completed the 2-week quarantine, started their boot camp process, and some unfortunately have been quarantined another 1, 2, even up to 3 times I've seen. So their boot camp is quite lengthy. So Navy's doing their best to keep you guys safe. So just go with the flow, okay? Nicole says, I leave next week for boot camp. What are some last minute preps that I should focus on? All right, Nicole, nothing. All right, I would just recommend, regardless if you're prepared or not, with the Start Guide, 11 General Orders, your Sailor's Creed, all that kind of stuff. Right now, especially if you're so close to leaving, spend time with your loved ones. Now, you did not state if you're married and have children, but even if you don't, if you have your parents, spend time with your parents. Your siblings, your best friend, because once you leave, your life is going to change forever. It's honestly never going to be the same. Relationships are they're going to evolve. Unfortunately, some relationships, I hate to say it, they will end. All right, so spend time, create memories, strengthen the bonds. What I do recommend though is voicemails, okay? So if you have children, leave some voicemails that your spouse, or if you're not married, whatever the situation, that they can play for your children so they can hear your voice while you're gone. Do the same thing with your parents, all right? If you, maybe you're gonna be gone during, say, your mother's birthday, all right? Maybe create, for instance, on the iPhone, I know there's the little voice recording, create some audio files, and maybe sing happy birthday to your mom or whoever it is. Leave some little notes about maybe how much you love them, miss them, appreciate them, whatever it is. And then you can put those files aside, and not necessarily have to tell, for instance, if it's your mom's birthday, don't tell her about it, but maybe give it to your father or your sibling or somebody else, so when that day comes for her birthday, that whoever you give the files to can send that message to your mom, and it'll definitely make her day. So that's what I would recommend doing. But yeah, definitely just spend time with family. The next question, I actually had 9 individuals ask me basically the same question, different verbiage, but same question about how soon after boot camp and A school can I go on a mobilization. So these individuals are joining the Navy as a reservist, and they want to know how soon, once they finish boot camp and A school, they can actually go on active duty orders. And I hate to tell you this, but the general rule, 2 years. So there are exceptions, like if you're cross-assigned to a unit and that unit happens to be in a rotation, for instance, coastal riverine or something of that nature, maybe a cargo handling, ACU, whichever the command, to where they're going to go on orders. Then I've actually seen like individuals right out of boot camp and A school, you know, go on mobilization. But general rule is 2 years. My question, especially to these 9 individuals and all the other individuals that have over the months contacted me asking the same question, why are you already looking at going active duty? You know, I don't know if it's because of some of the videos maybe I put out explaining about like educational benefits or like the VA home loan or whatever the reason is. So I'm curious as to why so many individuals are asking, because what I generally say is just go active. All right. Remember, active duty and reserves, night and day. Reserves are part-time. Okay, 2 days per month. That's all you do. Granted, now I'm not talking about when you're higher ranking and you know you will be doing more days and you won't be getting paid. I'm talking about the individuals coming right out of boot camp and A school. You're only going to do 2 days. It is part-time. So do not expect the benefits that you would receive on active duty. If you are one of those individuals looking for educational benefits, Tricare, or getting a VA home loan, you're going to want to go active duty. So that actually ties into the next question of, are reservists entitled to the VA home loan? Phil asked this question. If so, can I use it when I return from boot camp and A school? And Phil, the answer is you have to wait 6 years in the reserves. And I actually have a video about it. I'll link it up above. All right, 6 years. Now, the way around that to get it before the 6-year mark is to do 180 days or more mobilization. But once again, you're not going to go from boot camp A school right on a mobilization. Not to say it never happens. It's just like so rare. But yeah, once again, active duty, you might want to look at that. If you're in depth and you still have some time, you know, until you ship out, you may want to talk to your recruiter and putting in a DAR form about changing from reserve to active. Not to say necessarily that the recruiter will be happy, because recruiting is a tough gig. Lots and lots of hours that you guys don't see behind the scenes, and you know, so just think about that. You're doing all this work and then all of a sudden somebody tells you, I don't want to do this, I want to change to this. So yeah. Chris asks, I'm a CM, which is a CB, CM reservist, and I wanted to know the possibility of crossing over to FTS from the reserves. Not as a CB, okay? CB ratings do not exist as FTS. 25 ratings in the FTS community. Now, I do know reservists that have, as a CB, crossed over from RC to AC and did active duty. Once again, link a video up above that I did on that topic. There is, what do we got, 2 days left. The first of the month, every month, in PC, the Navy Personnel Command, they put out the new numbers for RC to AC. And 2 months ago, in May, numbers were very small. This month, there's actually an increase in different types of rates. But remember, it's also the year group to cross over. Emmanuel asks, if I'm prior service and I have the post 9/11 GI Bill, can I get the reserve one or no? So I guess Emmanuel is going from active duty to the reserves, and he's receiving the Chapter 1606 Reserve GI Bill. He wants to know if he can use both. If not, which educational benefits can I also get? All right, post 9/11 GI Bill. It doesn't matter if it's the original post 9/11 or the new one, which is the forever GI Bill. 36 months. That is the amount of time you are allotted, right? I'm not talking about any gray areas here with voc rehab, or if you were, such in my case, you know, the original Montgomery GI Bill. I'm just talking about in general. 36 months is all you receive. So you already have the post 9/11. There's no reason you would have to relinquish that to receive the reserve GI Bill, and there's no reason to do that because you'd be losing out on thousands of dollars. However, you said, if not, which educational benefits can I also receive? You can go on mobilization, you can go on ADSW, ADT orders that are 180 days or more, and you can apply for TA, tuition assistance. However, it depends on the funding. Okay, I know like my last 2 mobilizations, I applied, there was no money. So there's those factors. But otherwise, you would receive the TA. Dustin asks, in the reserves, do you pick where you deploy, location, ship, etc.? Is it the same for all rates? All right, Dustin, in the reserves, for the most part, if you're volunteering, there's actually a Navy Reserve portal. You need your CAT card reader. You'll log in, you can have emails sent to you. So for instance, say you're a CS, you can have all of the CS mobilization opportunities, ADT, things of that nature sent to you. And then also too, once you go on a set of orders, you start networking. So you can find out firsthand from a command that maybe you mobilized with. But for the most part, you're going to pick your location. You know, it might be like, okay, you're looking on the Navy portal, Reserve portal, and you're like, okay, here's Djibouti, here's Afghanistan. Occasionally, not often, but occasionally you'll see some for like shipboard type, 6-month orders or something. Like, oh, maybe I want to go to this, DDG or whatever. And then you will apply, okay? Just because you're applying, it does not mean it's guaranteed. Generally, there's the requirement of having your previous 3 evaluations, your 3 PRIM score, which is your PRT scores, things of that nature. Sometimes they even ask for a resume, both military resume along with civilian resume, depending on what the orders are. But for the most part, you can choose your orders. If you're cross-assigned and your unit is going somewhere, for instance, my last unit, they were going to Afghanistan, so it wasn't like you were going to pick that set of orders. Celeste asked about Tricare. What type of insurance is Tricare and what does it cost for active duty members? Tricare is free for active duty members. For you and any of your dependents will be in a system called DEERS. They'll all have an ID card, all their medical, their dental, their vision, everything is 100% paid for active duty members. That is called Tricare Prime. If you are a reservist, you will actually pay in a monthly premium, either for just you, the member, individual, or for a family plan. And, you have to pay a copay, and then it's the same as basically having insurance on the civilian side. Depending on the procedure, you're going to have to also pay for that. Once again, it's different because you are part-time. But active duty, no, your insurance is free. What a lot of people don't know is you can receive, you have to be on shore duty, not sea duty, but you can receive braces. You can get LASIK, or is it the PKP? But I know like LASIK, any type of eye laser surgery, you can get that kind of stuff all free if you're serving on active duty. So definitely want to check that kind of stuff out. And the last question for today's Q&A Sunday is from Victoria B. Are there a lot of women serving in the Navy? And I actually looked up the numbers. It's on one of the many Navy websites. It's not OPSEC or anything. They put these numbers out. Between enlisted and officer combined, May 2020 stats is 19.6% are women. So yes, there is a good number of women. I remember when I first joined, I think it was closer to like 6 or 8%. So women have come a long way. Definitely. So until the next video, please, if you're not subscribed, consider subscribing, getting back to making videos on a regular basis. And until the next video, please take care and be safe. And I hope you all have a great day. Bye.